everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and you're watching Growing on Vancouver Island. Today I have one of my Desert King fig trees behind me and I'm going to show you, I think we might have our first ripe fig of the season. Let's take a look. So here is my one of my ginormous Desert King fig trees. There's lots of figs in the tree, but I actually haven't picked any yet this season. However, if I zoom in, this is towards the top of the tree. I see these figs, try to get a different angle. They're starting to, bend over. And I think that's typically a sign when they're starting to get ripe. You can usually tell better if you feel how soft they are, but this fig is so high up that I can't just reach up and feel it. So I'm gonna grab a ladder or a stepping stool and see if I can get a better feeling for if it's ripe or not. So here we have a ladder and I am going to climb the ladder and pick the fig that I think might be ripe. Maybe I won't pick it. I think I'm gonna pick it though because it looks like it's ripe. I don't love climbing ladders, so we're gonna see how this goes. I find them kind of insecure, so hopefully everything goes okay as I climb this ladder and get the fig that I think is ripe. I'm pretty sure it's right. It feels pretty squishy, so I'm going to pick it. Oh yes, it's definitely right. And I'm going to pick another one because I think it's ripe as well. So here we have our first two ripe Desert King figs from one of our Desert King fig trees. So there's a couple ways you can tell when your figs are ripe. I tried to show on video, but I'm not sure if you could tell. The figs start to bend over instead of being like upright on their branches when they are ripe. And the second way to tell is that they get kind of squishy. They almost seem overripe, but with most figs, you actually want them on the squishier side because they're going to be a lot more sweet and delicious if they're more on the squishy side versus the harder side. This one will probably still be good, but we're gonna do a taste test and I'll show you what they look like. So here we have our two figs, one which is extremely soft and squishy. So here we have the two figs that I just picked. This one is very soft and squishy. This one is moderately soft and squishy. So I'm gonna cut into each one and show you what it looks like on the inside. So here we have the first moderately squishy fig, and let me show you the super soft and squishy fig. Here we have the super soft and squishy fig, and I am a little bit surprised with what I'm seeing on the middle because I've had these fig trees for, I want to say like 4 years maybe it's been 5 years already, I totally forget. And usually, if I remember correctly, the fig in the middle is more pink colored. So I'm a little bit surprised as to why these are more beigey colored this year. So hopefully they still taste good, but I'm going to do a taste test. This is the moderately squishy fig. And I don't know if I mentioned this variety is called Desert King. It is one of the most abundant figs to grow on Vancouver Island. It grows really well here. So we're gonna try the moderately squishy fig and just see how sweet it is. It's still pretty good. I thought that because it's not as pinky colored this year, it may not be as sweet or it may not have a sweet taste at all, but it's actually pretty good. It's mildly sweet. It's got a nice texture. It's pretty good. Despite our Despite our weird weather and adverse growing conditions this year, the figs actually turned out pretty well. They're not the same as previous years, but they're quite delicious despite everything. And now let's try the very squishy fig. If you can see it on the camera, very, very like almost overripe, but let's see if it still tastes delicious or even better than the other one. Oh yes, it's about 10 times sweeter than the first fig I ate. The texture is definitely softer and a little bit more creamy almost, but it's delicious. It tastes like a true dessert. Like you don't need anything but a fig for your dessert. It's very, very delicious. So if you live on Vancouver Island and you're thinking about getting a fig tree, I highly recommend the Desert King fig tree for our area. I do have other varieties that have not really produced yet because they're too young, but Desert King is the #1 recommended fig tree for Vancouver Island. So I highly recommend you try it. These figs are delicious. You'll get an abundance. Even when your growing season is pretty subpar, you will still get a decent harvest of figs. So that's going to be all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.